Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a review of Plus Size Elf. Now, can I say this? It's a beautiful morning to talk about this show because Plus Size Elf is without a doubt a anime of the year candidate. LOL. You see, Plus Size Elf is not the plot. Yes, the plot of Plus Size Elf is all about working out. Elf girls, these chubby, thick, hot girls trying to lose weight, and there's gonna be a lot of characters along the way. Now, woke up in the morning thinking about what can I talk about Plus Size Elf. I mean, I got a chance to saw it last night, especially on censor version, by the way. And all I gotta say is, once again, I love thick girls in anime, and I love thick girls, and I'm just talking gibberish, but still, I love thick girls. Like, come on. You and everybody else love thick girls. Like, come on. You can't, you gotta be serious. You gotta be honest with yourselves. We all have this sort of vibe in terms of what girls do we like. Some of us like the big-breasted girls. Some of us like the small-breasted girls. Some of us like thick girls, and Plus Size Elf fits the freaking bill. The first episode gave us like the first 11 minutes of the elf girls, and it's a bit working out. But I do like the concept of that because it's kind of related to that show I've seen before, and I talked about it. It's called How Heavy the Dumbbells You Lift, and it's showing like all those the girls working out and showing us how to, showing us ways to work out, that kind of thing. So I'm looking at this show. First episode was really freaking good. And now we go dive into episode 2. And boy, I got a long talk about this show, but let's get right to it with the review of Plus Size Elf episode 2, because this is the big one I'm talking about. Okay, now, I have a question in this review of episode 2. Let me just start off with this question. How many of you like dark-skinned girls in anime? I'm talking about the dark-skinned girls in anime that everybody knows. The Casca from Berserk, Yoriichi from Bleach, hell, even Nagatoro, even though I don't like Nagatoro like that. The Dark Elf from Shimamano Testament. And the reason I'm bringing up these dark-skinned female characters is because this girl, this Dark Elf, is without a doubt, a top 3 candidate for best dark-skinned anime girl. Like, no, matter of fact, I won't even say she's my top 3. She is my top 3. Guys, if you have a sense of humor, if you have a sense of thought, go watch Plus Size Elf and look at this dark-skinned girl, because I'm telling you right now, she's a top 3 candidate. Now, we're going to episode 2, and this is about this dark elf who has a fat ass. And, this show is so fucking good that it's giving us a lot to think about these fat asses in anime. Because we all some of us do love ass. I mean, do you guys have watched Keijo? Have you seen Keijo? And Keijo is a good sports anime, by the way. And it's a good sport, by the way, despite the fan service. But it's with Keijo, it's like taking an ass and use a sport thing, Go watch Keijo. And I'm looking at this dark elf who works at a convenience store on a 7-Eleven, and she looks fucking hot. I mean, I don't even know how I'm feeling in the morning, because the shit that showed the ways, just how thick and hot this girl is. I mean, this show and her defines the love of BBW. And everybody loves BBW. You guys don't sit there and you don't do, because I know you do. It's just, this dark elf is so freaking hot. Like, I can't even, oh my God. I don't know why I know I'm supposed to be talking about the review of this show, but this is my thoughts on my review on this show. I mean, for real. There's no words to describe how I'm loving her already. Like, every girl in this show, I will fucking smash. I already smashed the elf. I'm smashing the dark elf. She works at a convenience store with her golem friend, and she's trying to change the spell, but then her pants gets ripped. and she looks chocolatey hot. I'm sorry, this is going on in context. So, and then you got this feud going. I do like the feud in this episode between her and the elf. You know, this is like the yin and the yang, the dark versus light. Am I going too far? Would I say black versus white? Am I going too far? But that's what this is. And I like how these two are criticizing. They dissing each other based off their looks and their fat. Because you got dark elf dissing her about her chubby belly. But then you have her dissing her on her fat ass. And dare I say, she got a beautiful ass. I mean, like the way she was doing squats, because she have a hard time with her body's being all light out, being a little heavy when she walks, because she work at a convenience store. Like me, I work at retail, so I gotta walk all the freaking time. And that's why I'm doing this video before I go to work anyway. But my point is, the MC is really nice with his hands. I mean, massaging her leg, and then, you know, even doing squats. And I love that meme of her doing squats. Oh my God, that is a nice ass. I mean, literally doing squats. I like this framework of her getting the shots here. And again, her pants ripped. But these two are going to have a feud for a long time, because this is like the history between elves, the dark elf and the light elf, the yin versus the yang. Who will win the fight? And these two are going at it. And I like about it because, again, because they diss each other back and front about their appearance. Now, aside from that, we go into the plant girl. Now, the plant girl is something else. The plant girl is something else. She's freaking hot, too. I mean, damn, for a plant girl like her, it's very hard, because you have to remember, she gets energy from the sun. You know, it's like photosynthesis. You know what I mean? She's just a plant girl, and she gets energy from the sun. That's why that little rosebud on her head, it gets bigger. And every time it gets bigger, she's going to have huge back problems. So the MC helped her with some kind of a back brace vibe to help her feel more movable and all that stuff. Not only that, he gave her umbrellas to cover the sun. So as she's working, and with the umbrella, the plant won't grow big. Now, I wonder what would happen if it was winter. Because if you guys realize, there's a chain when plants going. Like, you got spring blossom, summer, but then you get fall, and then the leaves breaks out, and then it's winter, it dies. So I want to see what happens if it wasn't the fall and winter. I really do. Now, we don't really talk about this, but the opening. Now, the opening, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by the opening, but I see them working out like I do. I'm not surprised by the opening of them working out and all that stuff. It just showed us a lot of good characters. And not only that, I'm looking forward to see the ogre girl, because I like her too. Because next week they're going to the sauna and they're going to see her. I am going to see her. Now, the second half of episode 2 gave us, again, just like last week's episode, with them working out, showing us ways how to practice, you know, exercise and all that stuff. But I still love those two girls just going at it back and forth. I mean, they may be hot, but I still like what they do. I still like the concept of them working out, and the fact that they arguing back and forth. We're going to get a lot of that. And I cannot wait to see it. So, overall, though, this was an amazing episode. I'm calling it like it is. One of the best animes of the summer. It is up there. Like, this show is God tier. This is S tier, God tier of summer 2024. We need to talk about the show even more. I want to talk about the show compared to the Alia who speaks Russian, the freaking deer anime, you know, like that one, the fairy tales. This show is an S tier freaking show. And it is a candidate for anime of the summer 2024. I don't give a damn. This is God tier peak. Think about it, guys. Think about why this is God tier peak. Because not only this show is telling us how to work out, not only this show telling us how to lose weight and all that stuff, which is a good concept, by the way, but it also shows us just how gorgeous and thick and hot these girls are, like, for real. That's the BBW vibe in our soul. Like, make us want to like BBW even more. And I know I keep bringing that up, but that's true. These are the thickest and hottest girls we ever have on this scene. And I think that's what I think that if you're into that kind of vibe, and if you're into dark skin, and if you're into asses like that, thick, belly, ass, whatever, go watch this show. Go watch this show. You won't regret it. You won't regret it. But again, this was an amazing episode. So now I'm looking forward for next week's episode when we got to see the ogre. And I'm going to tell you, y'all going to like it too. So I look forward for next week's episode of it, and I'm sure you will.